Yetta, I'm so mad at myself.
Well, let's work through forgiving yourself.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward together with the Decker team.
So we're thrilled and actually grateful that for over 30 years, we've been able to come alongside you, not only selling, buying, and investing in real estate over 3,117 times, but 30 years of coming alongside you to build your finances, build your faith, build your fun, and even strengthen, heal, and flourish inside relationship. We're going to discover that until you can forgive yourself, you can't open up all the possibilities that are there for you.
Mm-hmm. I think it's even harder sometimes to forgive yourself than it is to forgive others. Does that seem right?
I think it is right for many of us. And maybe you're like me, and for me, it's mostly in the past, but I still occasionally can start beating myself up for a decision I made, like the wrong investment or buying the wrong house, as we talked about, or buying it not soon enough, even around real estate, because it's our thing that we know better than anybody else pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
And then we still make mistakes. Every so often we make a poor choice. And so I have beat myself up repeatedly in the past over that, and it has stopped me from making a decent decision in the future. So maybe you're like me and you're going, yeah, I get you. I hear you. I see you. I feel you. And you don't want to do it anymore. You don't want to stop yourself because you maybe made a poor choice one time, 5 times, even 10 times, even many times, doesn't mean you're now not equipped to make a great choice.
Yeah. And then what happens is if you're beating yourself up on something you can't change, right? You can't change that decision or that lack of decision that you didn't do what you thought in hindsight you should have done.
Mm-hmm.
When you're busy beating yourself up for that, A, it's going to take you out of the game. You're going to be depressed or discouraged or sad. B, you're not going to either see the future opportunities that are in front of you, or if you do see them, you're not going to take advantage of them because you're in this mindset that I make bad choices.
Right.
So what happens?
You make another bad choice.
Yeah. And because making no choice
is a choice,
right?
Right.
Even when you say, "Oh, I'm not going to do anything. I'm not going to decide." Well, you just decided.
Right. So we have to somehow figure out individually how we can let go of really the stick that we're beating ourselves with.
Oh, that's good. Say that again.
It's kind of harsh. Even as I said it, I thought that's harsh.
Yeah, put down the stick you're beating yourself with.
Right. Because it only stops you from being effective in the moment and being able to seize the opportunities.
Mm-hmm. So put that down for a moment.
Yeah.
Think about forgiving yourself.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're really, really struggling, like some people have done some things which they find really hard to forgive themselves. Like we've been talking financially and buying a house, but there are other things maybe where you are really stuck. And then my recommendation is call and get some professional help. If you're really...
Not call us. Don't call us for professional help.
No, not on that part. But if you're really, really stuck in an unforgiveness of yourself that's causing a depression or some bad thoughts or whatever, that's when you need some help. Get some professional help. And at the very least, call a close friend that will listen and will encourage and that knows who you truly are and will pull that out and help you to negate the negative unforgiveness of yourself.
And we are followers of Christ. So seeking forgiveness from God sometimes gives you access to forgive yourself. Mm-hmm. Sometimes we need supernatural strength and power to be able to navigate that which we even know we need to do.
Mm-hmm. And sometimes you may need to look in the mirror. Look in the mirror, love the person that's looking back, and take the 5 steps that you've emailed us together at Decker Team asking for the forgiveness sheet.
I'm going to slow down for a moment.
Okay.
Emailed together@deckerteam.com.
Oh, did I leave
Because
that
if
out?
they send it to together@deckerteam,
Nobody's getting it.
nobody's getting it. So email together@deckerteam.com so that we can send you the 5 steps to wholehearted forgiveness, because it works even if you turn it on yourself.
Yeah, so you may read it out loud to yourself and then ask yourself for forgiveness all the steps, all 5 steps. And maybe even you do that looking into the mirror so that your reflection, you can see them forgiving you.
And it's interesting when you can see the reflection, you can feel another person's body language or their energy or their way of being. You may even be feeling ours if you're watching the YouTube videos that from this episode. You'll be able to feel and see our body language. If you're listening, you can still hear it in the voice a lot, in the tonality. You can feel an energy. So if you're looking in the mirror at yourself, when I've done this, I am always in awe of how much, if I'm paying attention, if I'm using what Dr. Caroline Leaf calls my multiple perspective advantage, I can see me seeing me.
Yeah,
that makes sense. See me seeing me.
It's like an out-of-body experience. You can see you seeing you.
Right, and feel the energy that you have. I mean, instantly, you will intuitively know whether your energy is that of forgiveness or whether your energy is that of still holding on to yourself for the thing that you did wrong. Like you don't actually need another person there. You can actually do it yourself. It's so cool.
And maybe you're not in a relationship and you were in a relationship and you say to yourself, "Oh, I always picked the wrong person," or you're beating yourself up for that relationship failing, or beating up the other person for that relationship failing. Either way, it's not healthy.
No.
Because it's stopping you from moving to your next loving relationship, right?
Right.
So forgiving yourself for a broken relationship, whether that be with a child, a sibling, a parent.
And for me, even a client. I mean, I would love to say that every single real estate relationship we enter into always goes as I dream it ought to go. And there are occasions over the last 34 years where it hasn't gone well. We even have an easy exit guarantee built right into our real estate service for just in cases like that, where you think you're going to do everything right and it's going to go beautifully and it doesn't. So even forgiving yourself for those relational faux pas in business as well as in life, right? Like that's been a hard one for me. I can belabor those again and again and again and eventually have to say, I didn't do it with the intent to harm. So forgive myself even when I am the reason it fell apart.
I like when you do that.
What? Forgive myself for when it's...
For anything. Because you're a much nicer person to live with when you're forgiving yourself.
It opens up possibility for a loving relationship and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
So today, really what we're saying is decide today, what's the one thing that you need to forgive yourself for? Because once you do, it will make a difference in what's available to you. The joy, the peace, the calm, the goodness that lies ahead will be dramatically different.
Yeah, and we're grateful that you joined us on Life's Inside Track, because when we move forward together, we've got this.
Moving forward with the Decker team. Moving forward.